Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Night of the Kings. Night of the Kings is a 2020 Ivory Coast drama that tells the story of a young man who is sent to Lamaka Prison, located in the middle of the forest in the Ivory Coast, a unique facility that is run by its prisoners. Our protagonist is selected to be the new Roman and asked to be a storyteller for his fellow cellmates. Now, this film has gotten quite a bit of buzz since it debuted in Venice and it had its showing over at the Toronto International Film Festival. And subsequently, I was able to view it through the 43rd Annual Denver Film Festival. And though I knew its name and I had heard the praises of the film, I wasn't actually sure what it was even about. So I went into this viewing blind in terms of what the film was. However, with hope that I would enjoy it due to the high acclaim. And overall, I think it is a very interesting film that has a lot of unique and strong elements to it. So let's go ahead and talk about those positives. Well, what I really enjoyed most about Night of the Kings is this really interesting look at this pretty much self-contained, self-governed village or town that is this prison. These men in this Ivory Coast prison who basically have created their own rituals, their own systems and hierarchies, down to a man who accepts his role as kind of the sex object of the prison as well, to this storyteller, to the leader. All of these different aspects I found to be very interesting, and even to get to see the guards and their reaction and own role when it comes to a prison that is run by the prisoners themselves. It was a really interesting concept, and it made for a very intriguing world to visit. I also enjoyed the fantasy elements of this film, these transportations that we were taken on. You have stories within stories within the story of the film here, but it leads us to some really interesting visuals when we experience these stories. The direction across the board actually is quite fantastic. The cinematography is beautiful. This is a gorgeous film to look at. Acting performances are also fantastic across the board. And it was an interesting film all the way around, from the world building to the way it's laid out and executed, down to our main conflict of this storyteller trying to basically tell a story to save his life here. And it all adds up for an intriguing film. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to Night of the Kings? Well, the structure is kind of the biggest negative for me personally, is that we go down a little bit of a confusing route as we build upon these stories within stories in the film. We're taken on these grand gestures and these big storytelling devices, and the film for me worked best when it stayed grounded. So I appreciated the visual showing of the storytelling. However, the actual tale within that prison was far more interesting to me. The fact that we stayed so hooked on this story that he's actually telling, it made for a less interesting story to tell. And it also left so much to be desired within the world building. This forest prison was such a cool idea, and we get to meet the guards, and we get a spattering of meeting these people that live here and their dynamics. But because we spend so much time just in this story that our main character is telling, we don't get enough time with the prison structure and this world. The film is also only an hour and a half. The clock's in at just over that 1:30 mark. And I would have loved to flesh this all out more. And I get why it's as short as it is, because you are trying to create this urgency of him telling this story, trying to elongate what he's saying. But it all comes at a cost of creating this really fantastic world. Overall, Night of the Kings is a very interesting film that has beautiful cinematography and fantastic direction, but isn't able to really even out that script for the full package. However, it is a beautiful film that I definitely would recommend checking out because although it doesn't quite hit it all the way out of the park, it definitely makes contact and makes for an intriguing watch. So, that is my review of Night of the Kings. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Night of the Kings, or have you already seen it? If you have, let me know your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!